This is the world's smallest camera.
And it's literally the size of a coin. But I want to find out how good this camera actually is. So today, I'm going to attempt to take 5 different photos and I'm going to rate each one out of 10. Will this be able to replace my professional camera, or will it be a flop? Let's find out. So we're going to start simple with architecture photos. And we're in the middle of Sydney, so this shouldn't be too hard. I decided to shoot this building here, but I ended up having to stand really far back to even get the whole thing in the frame. Okay, composition is pretty good, but quality-wise, I reckon this one's probably like a 5 out of 10. But this was only the beginning, because for the next challenge, we're making it a little harder by shooting it from the top of this building here. Alright, this is super aesthetic, but is it gonna look nice through the tiny camera? Guess we're about to find out. I started by composing the shot, but as I was setting it up, I noticed something odd about the lens of the camera. This cap on the top actually comes off. I don't think it's supposed to, but the photos are definitely clearer without it, so... I actually like this photo. It's definitely better than the last one, so I'm gonna go like 7 out of 10. So something I may have forgot to mention is that not only does this camera take photos, it also takes videos. So for this next challenge, we're going to use this feature to shoot a time lapse. So I tape the camera to my tripod, I'm going to let it record for 5 minutes, and while it's doing that, I'm going to explain what we're actually doing. You see, how a normal time-lapse works is that you set a camera to take a photo every few seconds, and then you stitch them together afterwards. But with such a basic camera like this, you don't really have the option to do that, so instead, you can just take a video and then edit it and speed it up later. Oh, I guess time's up. So I grabbed my laptop to edit the footage a little bit, and this is the result. Wait, this actually looks kind of alright. I guess you can't really go wrong with a time-lapse, so for this one, probably like an 8 out of 10. Hold on a minute. I think it's time we switch things up a bit. You see, in every challenge up until now, I've been taking the photo, but the next challenge is a tourist photo, which means I need to find someone else to take the photo of me. Now this might sound easy, but for me, a lifelong introvert, this might be the first challenge that I fail. I started by just walking around pretending I was taking photos like a tourist does, you know, just to blend in. However, I was standing there for 5 minutes now, and some people were getting a little sus. I was pretty nervous, but at this point, every motivational quote was running through my head.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!
Hi. I was like, do you reckon you could just quickly get a photo of me? That's right, yeah? So, honestly, the photo's probably like a 1 out of 10, but the dude was nice, so we'll go with 2 out of 10. And that brings us to our final challenge. You see, up until this point, none of these challenges have really tested my videography skills. That is until this one. In this one, we're going to use a gimbal and the world's smallest camera to create a hype video for this station. So you'll notice that there isn't really a way to mount this camera properly, so I ended up having to tape the camera to the stabilizer, and after a bit of adjustments, it worked pretty well. And that is the world's smallest camera on a stabilizer. So the first step to creating this video is to gather all the footage I need, and I'm going to start with these escalators. The escalators were looking pretty good, so I decided that the next shot I wanted to get was some shots of the walkways. Once I gathered all the footage, there was only one thing to do. I took the footage and I started the edit. And although the shots weren't the highest quality, I tried to make them work. And this was the result of the edit. I'm pretty proud of this edit. I mean, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna say this one's an 8 out of 10.
this little camera, it's not too bad.